fast charging on Cape Cod, at least not past Barnstable, but we do have plenty of these destination chargers. Okay then, fully charged, preparing for a quick trip down to South Massachusetts, Cape Cod. Beautiful. Just during February vacation week. This is the end of our previous cold weather testing in local driving, just around town, errands under 45 miles an hour, that kind of thing. But we'll reset that. Temperatures here are ridiculously high, 43 degrees. That will be going down again soon, so we are still in the throes of freezing weather. Destination is about 80 or 90 miles away, then some local driving and coming back obviously, so that is about a full charge, maybe a bit more. So we will be checking out some of the local charging stations, probably looking at some Tesla infrastructure because there's quite a bit down there and it's a nice opportunity to juxtapose the two. But we start with 203 miles at 95% target charge level. You can go into the energy screen and see what it would be on full. If we ramped it up, we would get 221 miles at 100%. Battery temperatures at 48.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Outside temperatures really not bad given the time of year and what we've seen in the early February. Freezing temperatures, 20 degrees range most days. There we go then, two preconditions. Battery temperature also getting warmer here, so that may play a part. But we are bizarrely now up to 216 miles. Presumably that's to do with the battery warming up. If I turn the heater on, that will drop down to about 190, I guess. But having preconditioned, the cabin heater is not having to work quite so hard. Just keeps getting topped up by the L2 plugged in. And that's represented in these crazy numbers here, saying it is using some of the energy from the pack, but then realize it's being topped back up by the mains electricity. That will only start to really show valid numbers as we unplug here and move on, which we'll do. So almost 91 miles travelled, not too far, down to the south shore of the Cape here. We're at 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour on the highway and interstate speeds, and then coming down into this area, more local roads, bumped up to 3.4. Climate settings, just a little bit of warming up, but as you can see, temperatures are a delightful 46 degrees. That's barely been seen for the last 2 months, so that's welcome. Certainly helping here a little bit, but a little bit of climate just to defog the windows. Been nice and warm since we preconditioned, so no big deal there. And the average speed was just above 60 miles an hour when I checked as we stopped. Dwindling down here now. Slight drag by technique, although the slower speeds in the last 20 miles or so helped. A little bit of bonus, it's probably downhill, net elevation decrease. Climate settings just defogging, and outside temperature not perfect, but certainly much better than we've seen in recent weeks, which is why we are getting better efficiency even though we hit higher speeds. Okay. Mashpee Commons destination charger. It's a Tesla unit, as you might just be able to see. We'll get out and have a closer look. but there's something a little bit different about that, and you might be able to see it from the shape of the connector there. So this is the charging station, two of them as you can see, clearly labelled a Tesla, very sleek and shiny, all good. So in normal circumstances we'd use this one, the Lectron Tesla to J1772 adapter, which you can see has two ends to it. This is the Tesla end, that's going to plug into a Tesla connector. We'll take a look at these after. And then the J1772 end, which is going to go into the bolt, and that will plug in to allow you to charge on a regular Tesla destination. However, what we see here is a J1772 connector on a Tesla unit. So at some point, what I can gather, these were traditional Tesla connectors, but for a Tesla, bizarrely, pulling up on a Tesla plug, they would need to use one of these. So you have this is where this would come in very useful, and usually they would use this on a regular public charger, because obviously those are designed for the J1772 connector type, and then they plug into the special proprietary Tesla connector type, which is this one, and they're good to go. This is how a Tesla owner would need to use this particular one. See, it's got the same connector type there. Slide it on. A Tesla plug from a J1772 plug. However, that won't work for us. Little beep. Starts charging. And it's just a dumb connector. There's no app or membership or any charge. It is just a plug it in and it draws up on the full bolts, full 32 amps. And that's going to give you your 7 kilowatts there. But for now, as you can see, we are up and running. I'm going to go and grab some breakfast for the fam and a coffee for myself. And we can talk a little more about destination charging when we get back. So, coffee secured. Shout to Cape Cod Coffee, I guess. We should do a coffee in kilowatts, really. We are in a holiday resort, which we may be able to finagle a level 1 charge, but you know, for the sake of not doing that and recording some videos down here, it's easier to do the destination charging. If you can, find a hotel or some kind of accommodation with a destination charging option. L2 plug in the parking lot, obviously that's the easiest way to go. You may still need some of the adapters that we've found, you know, on previous trips. You need, we've had J1772 plugs go down. Luckily there was another one nearby, but we didn't have the Tesla adapter if we'd needed it. So in that case, having one of those in your trunk is useful. If you can't get the level 2 charging at the place you're staying, places like this, you know, a retail outlet with this kind of resource can be very useful. So it's having the adapters to make use of that, but also knowing the places that you need to go. So PlugShare is invaluable for this. If you're in actually in a Tesla, it will tell you all the Tesla destination charges within the car, just like it will the superchargers. But as far as level 2 charging goes for J1772 plugs, PlugShare, as always, is your friend. So just a brief top up then to grab breakfast, but you know, that will, over a few different sessions, get you to where you need to be, and all free, so cost-effective way of charging. Okay, no fast charging on Cape Cod, at least not past Barnstable, but we do have plenty of these destination chargers. Level 2s dotted up and down the Cape. And we're back up after a couple of hours in Orleans. Just topping up. So, EVgo station in Barnstable, one old Chadamo only. This one, unfortunately, it's a good location, but it's powered off. So nothing doing on here. Been broken for a while as well, so they're waiting for parts. You can see the new level 2 plug, which another Bolt is using. These are pretty cool. Brand new units, they were just installed. It's right on the lower part of the Cape, and you'd get a fast charge to go up the Cape, but this is the only option compared to the 3 or 4 superchargers you could use in this area. But we will go up to the Electrify America station in Plymouth and get our fast charge for home there. So end of the trip, 300 and not quite 50 miles, but near as makes no difference. Battery temperature finishes up at just below 72 degrees Fahrenheit after that fast charge session in Plymouth, even with the air temperature dropping down to 28 degrees now. And we've used 103.5 kilowatt hours for almost 349 miles on here, and we're down at 10% state of charge. You can see that in Talk Pro. So we'll get plugged in for home level 2. And not too bad actually, no battery conditioning at all, which is great. Temperatures didn't get way below freezing, so that's probably partially why that happened. 9% climate settings, mostly just light fan and a little bit of heat, more for defogging than anything else, but some use there obviously. It's gonna shake out to just below 10 kilowatt hours used over the course of the trip. Climate settings were the biggest drag. Outside temperature not as bad as it could have been. It was pretty good for the first 100 miles. First day down to Cape Cod was warm enough into the 40s, mid 40s, so no problems there. And then it got colder on this driving round and the way back. Good technique, mainly down to the slower roads down there, not much above 50 miles an hour whilst you're on the Cape, and then back to highway driving when we got off it. Terrain, no real big deal. A little bit negative, but not much to speak of. And that's our trip. Good little winter break, albeit with unpleasant snow and conditions and road conditions on the way back, but Bolt did just fine, only slipping the last little bit as we get some extra snow as we arrive home here. So we'll tuck it up, give it some level 2 charging, and that'll be the trip.